Yeah, so really I would have expected more, I did expect more of a rebound here, a relief rally than we've had, that's for sure. Oop. But again, that's what happens when you have like a really strong overarching trend. It'll kind of like, no, it'll kind of dull down the effect of like the counter energies, if you will. I mean, based on this move, we could really already be in that weird price swing that I see taking place. Right, so we could have like a big pop higher, or like first thing, like a gap up. Let me see. Right, last time we had Princess of Cups was on the 3rd, right? And we gapped down. I mean, we gapped up, sorry. Right? There was a gap up there with that Princess of Cups, so very likely a gap up again. And then we fall hard from that gap up, so. But I was so off with the trade today that I've definitely taken action in case like I've missed that high that I was looking for. Just a little bit, because the majority of the behavior I see happening this month is bearish. So I want to make sure I'm not out of the bearish stance while I try to like fix the situation with the calls. And guys, I just want to say, like, I'm not always right. Here's an example of where I've been significantly off. It doesn't happen very often, but it does happen. It's really important for me to point this out because my accuracy is like, it becomes really easy to trick yourself into thinking like you can't lose. But when you get into that hubristic mentality, that's when you lose. Do not bet like an amateur. Do not invest and trade like an amateur because you think that I'm always right. I'm not always right. I always tell you there's a 2% chance, especially around retrogrades. Right? So please make sure that you're protecting yourself and you're making smart investments, smart trades based on information that you have, but not on certainty. There's never certainty in life. Alright guys, well I'm going to hop back on. I'm doing some more readings. I'll hop back on around 3 o'clock. It's like, we're already in, there's Ace of Discs energy at the end of the day. And usually Ace of Discs energy is a decline kind of energy to a support. Not always, but usually. Like the next 3 hours are, I see bullish energy, although there's could be some bearish energy around like somewhere around like the 2 o'clock mark. And again, I was advised to open up protection near the high. The high has definitely transpired, so I got in late, but I did get in on that end. Did not get out of my long positions. This is how I'm adjusting myself. You know, like I said, guys, I'm not right all the time. Like, you know, the cards are right. I interpret wrong sometimes. It happens. I'm human. And as long as you don't trade like I'm right all the time, you'll be fine. Because the majority of the time I am. It's just, you got to be careful. It's so easy with the accuracy that we have on this channel. It's so easy to trick yourself into thinking you can't lose. And that's exactly how you lose, when you trick yourself into thinking you can't. So remember that, and be responsible with your trades. In any case, when things go wrong, I look forward to opportunities where things don't go according to what I see, because it gives me an opportunity to go in and look at the cards and see where I went long and learn. Started doing this, and it would go wrong and be like, oh man, this is crazy, like this isn't working, like why would I even think this would be right? And then I'd have like 3 days in a row where I'd be like, well, that's uncanny, there's no way that this is fake, like this is totally working. And it would keep me going. And if I had had the attitude for very long where I'm like, oh no, this is bullshit, it didn't work, oh, this must be false, you know, then I never would have learned. But instead I'm like, okay, this is definitely working, where did I go wrong? Where did I go wrong? And my friends, that's how you succeed in life. You fail your way to success. You look for the opportunities in the failures to grow and get better. That's what makes you a success. Everybody else is too busy saying how they were wrong, how they failed. And the people that are successful, they didn't fail because they got back up and they kept on going and they learned from it. It wasn't a failure to them, it was a lesson. Like myself. The aces in general can be very tricky cards to read. I'd say the trickiest cards in the deck to read. Definitely the Prudence card, #1 trickiest card. Then likely the Ace of Discs. The Magus card. And then basically the aces. The discs cards are pretty tough. Yeah, the disc cards are pretty tough usually to read, but not like there's no comparison, the Prudence card to the aces. So if you just hopped on, basically what I did is recognizing that I was totally off on the timing here. We had this spike up here early in the day. We did open higher, sort of. I mean, sort of. But that's the Magus card, another tricky card. There's several cards that aren't definitive in one direction, or they can be a big move in either direction depending on the surrounding cards. Like the Magus card is one of those. The Devil card, another one. Aces, the Ace of Wands and the Ace of Cups are generally pretty reliable. See, there you go. I'm glad I purchased that that out of the money put, just in case I was really off as far as timing and totally missed the boat. And it looks like I really might have missed the boat there, but again, I haven't sold my calls because I just bought puts. I didn't sell my calls because there's a very good chance I see us opening up higher here, like gapping up higher Monday morning and then falling like a rock. I'm being very cautious because it is the Ace of Discs card. It's one of the more difficult cards in the deck to read direction from. Alright guys, I'll be back on in a bit. Just wanted to give you guys the update as far as you know, when I go wrong, what I try to do is get on there as fast as possible, because the cards aren't wrong. My interpretation or expectation of what they were saying is sometimes wrong, human error. And so it's very easy when you find that you're off on your prediction to go back, look at the cards and realize, oh, well, it wasn't that, then it must have been this. I mean, a lot of the information, a lot of the predictions of SO meta-analysis comes from deductive reasoning. So when you're wrong, where you are, what you need to do. So we probably gap up in the morning. I'm not thinking it's going to be necessarily the high for the month anymore. That very well has passed already. It could have been there on the 4th, matter of fact. Early on the 5th. It's that Princess of Swords level there, guys. And remember, off of the high, sharp drop through the month, so I definitely made sure in case I was off, and it looks like I was really off. Not just a little bit off, but really off today. So I went in and I opened up that those out of the money puts, which are already up now. 337 puts expiring on the 19th with the expectation to sell them on the 3rd. I'll be back on around 3 o'clock. Thanks for watching, guys. Sorry to let you down. I will